Hello, welcome back to Maya's Pretty Little Reviews. This week, we're going to talk about Constantine and Blind Revenge.
Alright. Constantine and Blind Revenge. Little comic book came out of that, really.
Yeah. Blind Revenge.
Want to start with that one first?
Yep.
Alright.
Okay, it's about this blind guy. He gets in a wreck like 4 years ago, and then he's...
Well, he sounds like he wasn't blind when he got in a wreck.
No.
He had his sight, and then he got in a wreck, and then he lost his sight. Because if he was in a wreck when he was blind, that would mean he was driving blind.
No, he wasn't blind.
Yeah.
And he got in a wreck, and then he become blind, and then...
Hooks him up pretty good, too. Like, he actually shows it.
And like 4 years later, he's trying to find someone to help him write a book, because he can't see. So this girl shows up, and I guess she's trying to get revenge on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
So what'd you think of it?
I liked it.
Liked it?
Yeah. I think it was a good movie.
Alright. This is one of those we bought at a Family Video for 75 cents. I gotta hold it. Let me hold it. So, I don't know. It has Darryl Hannah, which, let's say, what has she really done since like Kill Bill? Nothing. That's exactly it. So I knew right off the bat it was going to be pretty low budget, and I think it's British. I know for a fact it's British. So it's very low budget. No one else is really in it, and it had very low. It had like TV movie production values, but the story itself is pretty good. I mean, because it's not so much like she's trying. I mean, unless you read the when you read the back of it, you know she's getting revenge, but it don't really start off like she's trying to get revenge. Like she comes in just kind of normal. And then, like, as this movie opens, it's like she's fucking with him in different ways. Like, he has, like, all this art in the house, and he has these mirrors. Like, even though the dude's blind, he kind of does, like, a little joke there. He walk over to the mirror and, like, adjust his tie and shit. But if you look closely, and she pointed one of them out for me, I didn't see it initially, you'll start noticing, like, art is turned upside down. And the mirrors just wind up missing. And you're just like...
Books on the floor.
Yeah, and like so, like she's literally like just fucking with him, and it gets to the point where she's not even trying to hide it anymore. At one point, like literally, she just like started putting books on the stairs as he's going downstairs, or she's putting tables in his way and shit like that. You know,
And like statues on the floor.
Yeah, the suit of armor is what it was. Suit of armor. So I mean, it's a really good premise. I really liked it. I mean, the acting was solid. I mean, everybody did good in here. The only thing I guess like my big problem was, and we don't want to say anything to give anything away, but like. I guess the finale, like the twist, not only the twist, I guess the reason why she's getting her revenge, it just doesn't seem like it's that great of a reason. It just seems like, I don't know. And then, like, his little revelation, same way, you're kind of like, who gives a shit at this point? Really? I don't know. The ending was kind of weak, but everything else, I mean, it's solid up to it. I mean, I guess if you literally, I mean, if you got some time to kill and got 88 minutes you want to spend watching a movie, it's worth watching. I mean, it's not the worst thing you'll ever see. You get to see Darryl Hannah naked, which I don't know if she's ever been naked before or not, because I really only know her from Kill Bill, really. I don't really know anything. I mean, I know she does some, like, little shit here and there, but you get to see her naked in this. I was kind of shocked at that, so I was like, oh, pleasant surprise. A pleasant surprise to see Darryl Hannah naked. First scene's a little creepy, you see her naked in, because the scene where the blind dude's in the bathtub, and of course, there's already a scene prior to this where they're having dinner together, and he asks what she's wearing. He goes, "What kind of gown are you wearing?" Where she's just wearing like slacks and a black t-shirt, and she's like, "I'm wearing a red gown," you know. It's just like little things like that. You're like, wow, she's just being kind of a bitch about it. But the scene where he's in the bathtub, he's already been hearing noises throughout the house when he's supposed to be there alone. So he's kind of paranoid or whatever. So he's just freaking out, calls for her. But when she shows up completely naked. But it's like, it doesn't matter because the dude's blind anyways, I guess. But you're just kind of like, why is she naked? It's just a very odd scene. And then later, like I said, she gets naked later on too. Two scenes, but yeah. overall, it's not bad. I say check it out. I say check it out. And then what we got next?
Constantine.
All right, so what's it about?
Okay, it's about this guy. He's like, he takes demons out of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I guess he's trying to go back to heaven, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Alright. What'd you think of it?
Oh, I love it.
Loved it. You're just
Yeah.
like, I'm all over it.
Yeah.
Alright. I, on the other hand, did not like this movie at all. I thought it was horrible as shit. And I'm not a big Keanu Reeves fan. I've always said that, like, I think he's one of the worst actors ever, and yet he somehow falls ass backwards into awesome roles. Like Matrix. And I thought it would be awesome. I never seen it, but like Constantine seems like a cool movie. I didn't think it'd be good. I thought it'd be cool. Like, I'd be a popcorn movie, time waster. Speed. Love Speed. He's horrible in it. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Really? They're like, Keanu Reeves is a good actor. Get him? No, really? It's retarded. Anyways, so I was like, okay, I'm kind of looking forward to this movie. It don't look too bad. You just wanted to review it last weekend, wasn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, last week. We just didn't get around to watching it. We finally got around to watching it later on. And, I just could not get into it. Like, I thought initially the idea is okay. Like, I thought but it just goes back to, like, I have, like, my big problem is I don't like horror action. With the exception of Resident Evil, and I'll explain why I'm going to get at the exception. Because Resident Evil is still kind of, like, regardless of, like, the monsters and zombies, it's still, like, okay, here's my big problem, is fucking made-up weapons. I am tired of these fucking fantasy weapons. Every fucking movie I see, they got, like, sunshine bullets, or holy water crosses. I don't know what the fuck they got. They got weird fucking, just crazy gadgets. I'm sick of gadget weapons. The only way you can have gadgets is if you're fucking Batman or James Bond, and that's it. Or Inspector Gadget. That's the only three I'm gonna let slide with gadget weapons. I'm tired of everybody. Van Helsing I liked, but it's a bad fucking movie. And the one thing I hated the most about that was the fact he had like a machine gun crossbow or some shit. I will never watch Trees for the same fucking reason. I thought Underworld sucked that's one of the main reasons. I'm just tired of these movies. And they're all the fucking same. Like every one of them. Hansel and Gretel, the witch hunters. Same thing. They have a crossbow that shoots or it shoots this way. When will you ever need that? Yeah, it looks cool in that scene, but like, how's that practical? I don't know. And I know like we're in a world where there's demons or vampires or whatever. We gotta let shit slide, but I'm just unwilling to let shit slide. Like I'm just a bitter dick, I guess. But so I don't know. When I started seeing this, like there's this scenes where like he's like going back to headquarters and they're showing him all his cool weapons. I'm like, really, dude? We just fell in the James Bond territory. Like, and every one of these fuckers have their own cue. Every one of these guys have a cue. And their cue shows them the weapons. Here's a gadget. Here's a holy water bottle. Here's dragon's breath as a flamethrower. Really, dude, that's retarded. So, I don't know. And initially, I was kind of into the story initially. I like demon possession. I'm a fan of like The Exorcist and Last Exorcism and Exorcism of Emily Rose. I like all those kind of shit. So I'm down. I'm like, okay, I'm in. Let's do this. But it just got. And this is like it has a really good cast too. I mean, fuck Keanu Reeves, but it has Tilda Swinton, who plays. I think she's like the best character in this whole fucking movie. She's like she's Gabriel. But and they said like in the special feature, oh my god, the special feature is probably the best thing. She's an angel. But they said that when they casted her, they didn't want it to be specified she's like a man or a woman. They just said like she's asexual. Oh, that's kind of neat because she's always kind of asexual looking anyways. I mean, she's a good actress. I ain't saying nothing about her acting ability. I think she's one of the best. But she does have like she can play a boy if she wanted to kind of thing. And this one she kind of does. Like it's kind of like she plays both of them. Yeah, Shia LaBeouf has a small part in it. I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, so it has. I mean, I like Rachel Weisz. She does okay in this one. It just seemed like I don't know. This was just take. I mean, I don't know. I've never read the comic book. It's based on Hellblazer. In fact, I actually we pulled it out earlier, or it fell out earlier. It had like a few of the Hellblazer comics in here, like 4 or 5 in here or some shit like that. And I do plan on reading these because I am curious, but I don't know. It just seems like. It definitely could have been better. I was not a fan. I didn't like their depiction of hell at all. Because they're like, we're trying to be different from the typical hellfire brimstone thing. I'm like, no, you wasn't. You did that. You just basically put an urban setting there. You made L.A., but then you turned it into hell. That was it. Way to go. I just kept waiting to hear like AC/DC's Highway to Hell play in the background. You might as well at this point. Why not? The effects were hit or miss. I mean, there were certain scenes that looked pretty cool, and then there were certain things that looked ridiculously cartoony. Some scenes were just kind of... I mean, I'm not sure what was taken from a comic and what wasn't. Like, there was a scene where he fights like this monster full of bugs and snakes and shit, cockroaches, and it just seemed like an added on, like tacked on scene.
It's trying to attack him.
Yeah, and
it's full of like all bugs, snakes.
And I felt like it was just a tacked on scene. So I can get into it. I don't know. It was just, and it just seemed like it was just so fucking long. Like, you could have ended it at any point. Like, there was 3 points in this movie where I'm like, okay, you can just end it here probably. Like, I'm just being sarcastic. Like, it wasn't like I was watching like a Twilight movie and like the opening credits started. I'm like, okay, you can end it here. No, it wasn't like that. It was literally like there was a part you're like, yo, you can end it here. Like, you can end this fucking movie now. We can just walk away. And they did. They kept dragging it out and dragging it out. And I'm just like, really? I don't know. I just wasn't a big fan of it. Wasn't feeling it.
I liked it.
You liked it? Well, that's all that matters, sweetie. It's your show. You can like whatever you like. So, all right. So yeah, Constantine. I'm saying no. She's saying yes. So.
Okay.
So what are we doing next, sweetie? What's
top
the next?
Three.
The top 3
favorite TV shows.
Favorite TV shows. All right.
Yeah.
Of all time.
Yep.
All right. You go right ahead.
Okay.
You go first. It's your show.
Number 3 is 9 Lives of Chloe King.
Now, that didn't last long, did it?
No.
Unfortunate. Some of my favorite shows got canceled early on too. So.
And number 2.
Let's come back though.
Beyond Belief.
What's that?
It's about like this guy tells like 2 different stories, and you have to figure out which one's true and what's false.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Pretty Little Liars, number 1.
I couldn't have guessed that one. I could not have guessed that one. See, it's always hard for me to do like a top 3 TV show just because, like, I don't ever count them all together. Like, I don't know. I can't put like Family Guy in the same category as like, you know, Seinfeld because one's animation's one. No, that sounds weird, but to me, I don't have a or like X-Files. I'm a big X-Files fan, but I wouldn't put it in the same or category as The Office because they're just so. But to me, I'm like, okay, what do I watch most of? And I watch more, I guess, half-hour sitcoms when it comes down to it. Like, I'm definitely a 22-minute sitcom kind of guy. So, making this list, I went half-hour sitcoms. So, for me, at number 3, it is a tough one because, I mean, I can do top 5 pretty good, but 4 and 3 always get kind of flipped around. Just depending on what mood I'm in. In today's mood, I'm saying number 3 will probably be Married with Children. Classic fucking comedy. I love it. Very relatable. I mean, especially for me. I grew up, pretty low class, poor. So it was kind of nice to watch a show where it was almost like I'm doing better than these guys, Because like you watch like Full House. I love Full House. I grew up watching Full House and Home Improvement, shit like that. But it's like these kids were like fucking pampered. Like every one of them were. Like every fucking one of them, and I couldn't relate to it. Whereas you watch like Married with Children, it's like finally a TV family you can kind of look down on, So, and it was funny. I mean, it was just a really funny show, and you can relate to it too. So, or I could anyway. So I really dug it. I was a big fan of it. So yeah, I would definitely say Married with Children number 3, number 2. This was number 1 for years. My entire life, like when I was a kid, I liked it. And it's not really a show for kids, but I just loved it then. But then as I grew up, I guess I understood it more. And it was just so relatable to real life, regardless of what your situation is. It was like literally every social skill I have, every little thing I have to attribute to this show, it's Seinfeld. Like every situation I'm in, I can always like throw a Seinfeld reference at it. What would Costanza do? What would Jerry do? I could just do that. And I've done it so many times. Especially at work. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I am pretty lazy. Like, I will do what I can to get out of work as much as possible. Like, especially, I mean, if I was working somewhere I liked, no, I would definitely, I don't like where I work, so I do what I can to squeeze by. And I've literally taken pages out of Costanza's, notebook. Like, he would walk around disgruntled looking. Like, he's not. He's literally like, I got the next 2 months of nothing to do, but I gotta look busy. So he's walking around looking disgruntled, so they think he looks, he's busy. And I've done that. Like, I got some downtime, and luckily I got a job where I can kind of float around the factory. So I just look like I'm literally like this disgruntled, deceived. I'm like, what the, trying to find things. I'm not trying to find nothing. But no one questions me because they're like, oh, he looks busy. Thank you, George Costanza. Just saying. Love it. Seinfeld's great. And my number one show of all time, and this came out, this is a newer show. I guess it's actually still on the air. I just fell in love with it instantly. And I didn't want to bump it up to number one. I kept trying to hold it down. I was like, no, I don't like it that much. Let me just keep holding it down. But I couldn't help it. Like, to me, I'm like, these are the guys I would hang out with. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Fucking love that show. I think it's just one of the funniest shows ever. Everybody on there is just so mean-spirited, and like, there's not a single person in that group that's good. Like, everybody's out for themselves, but it's funny. Like, I don't know, I love that kind of humor. I'm just a big fan of it. And they don't care what boundaries they're crossing. They'll cross every boundary. Season 1 deals with, like, abortion, racism, gay rights. I mean, literally, it hits everything. And that's just season 1. Underage drinking, gun control. I mean, it's like they're hitting every topic they can. And I love it because it's just like they do it in a funny way. And they don't really make a stance on it. They're just kind of like, this is them doing, like, in the situation, regarding these topics. So, I don't know. Huge fan of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's definitely one of the few shows. My big deal with DVDs is it's hard for me to, like, when I did my DVD collection, you guys noticed, I have a lot of just, like, seasons 1 and 2 or something. Like, I only have, like, seasons 1 of Married Children. I'm doing pretty good on my, like, Real 911. I love Real 911. I think it's hilarious. I only got, like, the first 2 seasons of it. Because I get, like, sidetracked. I get, like, one season, I'm like, I love it. And then I go on to something else. Whereas It's Always Sunny, I'm up to date on that. I'm current with that. That's one of the few that I actually get every time the new one comes out. I go out and buy it. So, yeah, I fucking love it. So that's my top 3 right there. Married Children, Seinfeld, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Arrested Development would have been in there. Like, that's the one that flip-flops on me. Like, I haven't seen the new season. And everybody tells me, like, you gotta, like, the new season that came out, which is available only on Netflix, but I don't have Netflix. They said, like, you really kind of gotta watch it a little bit. Like, it literally said it takes a while getting back into the groove of things. So, I'm looking forward to it. I do want to see it. Hopefully, I'm hoping, like, Netflix don't just be dicks. They'll just release it on DVD, because that would be awesome. Because I don't want to get a Netflix thing. I don't know. I have bad experience with Netflix. We'll get back to that later. But anyways, yeah. Arrested Development's up there. But like I say, it's number 4. So. Yay. I'm sorry. It's your show. I just kind of come on and run my mouth. But you knew this when you started dating me, though. You know that's what I do. I just like to run my mouth. I like to talk. I do this. Don't I? Just that? Yeah. Alright, so we got anything else?
Till next time, America.
Till next time, America. We're out of here.
Video response.
Nope, no video response. Don't do it, guys.
Do
not do it. Nope. Send her personal messages on her channel.